Welcome back to the Cookout Crew podcast. You're joined with Kendall,
Connor,
and Cosby.
and it is St. Patrick's Day, so happy St. Patrick's Day to all you guys.
Today, Junior?
St. Patrick's Day to all you guys. And St. Patrick's Day happens to be in March, and also the greatest time of year also is in March with March Madness.
March Sadness.
March
Sadness
Sadness.
for most.
So this is the happiest time of the year for sports fans, and it's going to be a good one this year. We got deprived of it last year, so that's unfortunate, but we filled out all our brackets, and we're ready to go.
Right.
I don't know about y'all.
Cosby's made like
All
30.
45
all-
of my brackets.
Warren Buffett.
One
we're
day
coming
I'm
for
gonna.
you.
Warren Buffett is gonna pay me one day.
He gonna feel me.
He gonna know who I am.
So to get into it, we're gonna have a Cookout Crew Final Four prediction, and whoever wins wins, I guess. But so I'll go first on who I have in my Final Four for the podcast, and I have Gonzaga and Alabama
Okay.
in the West and East, and I'm gonna have the South and Midwest with Ohio State and Illinois.
Wow.
Now, winning that, I'm going to have Gonzaga over Illinois with the tiebreaker being 88-84. You guys are not beating Illinois, bro.
We are?
No.
They already did. They already. That's.
No.
They just lost to them.
Yes.
So I mean,
Well, we should have beat them. We didn't have one of our best players.
are you gonna have?
Illinois
Are
is
you gonna
strong,
have
bro.
him when he? Are
Yeah,
you gonna
he
have
should
him
be
by
back.
All right.
Illinois is too strong.
Mine's is Gonzaga and LSU,
Mhm.
and then Ohio State and West Virginia. And then I have Gonzaga and Ohio State in the ship, and Ohio State winning the whole thing.
Okay. That
Can you
sounds-
say bias?
Can you say?
Hey, go Bucks.
I have Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
And Gonzaga. And
Go Zags.
Go Zags. And Alabama. So that's right.
Yeah,
All
bias.
right. Yep. But see, here's the thing, though. I have Arkansas and Illinois in the South Midwest bracket, and I have Gonzaga winning the whole thing
Yeah.
over Arkansas.
I couldn't name one person on Arkansas.
Me either.
Woo Pig Sooie.
Woo pig.
Ryan Mallett. See you
Yep,
there?
there
Oh.
it is.
He sucks.
And I have Gonzaga winning 80-75.
Oh, we're doing scores.
So, yeah, what's yours? You got to have a tiebreaker.
You gotta have a tiebreaker.
Just in
I mean-
case Warren Buffett tried to trip.
I think it's like a.
Okay, in case someone else decided to win, you know,
Yeah.
in case Warren Buffett tried to come
I
from my
forgot
head.
what I put. 87 to 83. Buckeyes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, now with your brackets and everything, people fill these out like crazy. I don't know. I think I saw the stat earlier. It was like 30 million people fill these things out, and people gamble on this stuff. So
Right.
it's
This is a big time of the year for gambling.
yes,
Yeah.
big
Prop
time
bets,
gambles.
because you do bets for each game, each score.
And
of the game.
basketball has so many different bets that you can do with like
Right.
second half or
Right.
first half, second half over unders.
You can even do like who's scoring the next point or who's gonna hit the ball at the last shot. Like
Yeah.
there are unlimited bets for this March Madness.
Now, the big money bets are the upsets. Now, in this particular bracket, do we have any upsets? Who do we think is going to upset?
Ohio and Winthrop.
Okay,
You can't sleep on Winthrop. Bunch of shooters.
Ohio does not play Winthrop. Ohio plays.
Oh, we're talking about like a.
Oh yeah, just a sleeper.
Ohio,
Yeah, yeah,
Ohio
yeah.
plays Virginia and Winthrop plays Villanova, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You think those two are gonna
Yeah.
come out in the first round? My one that I thought was gonna be a sleeper was either Wichita or Drake is gonna be
Drake! Yes!
USC.
Dre.
I think that's just no.
Wichita State used to be really
They used to be really good.
Now, I feel like you always have to have a 5 and 12 seed in there.
5 and 12, like 2 out of the 4 5 and
So-
12s, I always have one.
I got to rep South Carolina with this one and go with a Villanova Winthrop. With
Yeah.
Winthrop top and Villanova. So I got to go with that one.
But Villanova is a basketball school.
So is Winthrop. You lose one game, you're a basketball school.
Okay.
I feel like that's been a long time coming. Winthrop has been a long time coming with that. Did you not want Cleveland State beating Houston on that one?
I don't think they can.
Okay.
Cleveland State's good though.
Now, do we have any sleeper teams? Like, could be 1 through 16, whoever. Do we have any like teams that we just think is going to run the table a good bit? Almost like
Like a Loyola Chicago, like the 5 and 4.
Yeah, they were like an 11 seed, which is not terrible, but they
But
ran the table with that one.
And their path to get there was they played good teams.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Do y'all have any of those?
Ohio and LSU.
Okay.
okay.
Because LSU, they almost beat Alabama.
They did
LSU's
almost
good.
beat Alabama.
I haven't seen Ohio play,
Okay.
but I've heard they're good.
So we're gonna put $5 down on this, and whoever's team. So yours is, who did you say?
Ohio and LSU.
Okay.
And they couldn't be these ones couldn't be it has to be a 6 or 16?
6 through
6
16.
or 16. So we had to pick 2 sleeper teams that were going to make a run that we think, and whoever has the last team
Standing.
gets
$5.
or
$10.
$10,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So
Well,
my,
it's 15 because you get your
well,
money back.
you
So
were
you got Ohio and LSU for yours,
right.
and I'm gonna have. Let's see, who did I say? Okay, I'm gonna do USC, Southern Cal, the real USC, and Virginia Tech. Those are
Okay.
gonna be mine.
Mine were both teams that caught fire late.
Okay,
I had Georgetown because I believe in the coach,
Coach Ewing.
Coach Ewing. He's a good coach. And I have North Carolina because
North Carolina's good.
they dropped down this year, but they caught fire in the end.
They're
You can
big.
you can never count on a blue blood. no
Exactly.
matter-
That's why I can't imagine. I mean, Wisconsin might beat them, but I just think that
No matter what seed, Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas,
any of them.
you cannot. Michigan, you cannot count them out
No,
whatsoever.
because
Michigan.
they've been here plenty of times. This
Yes.
isn't nothing new for them.
No. And same with VCU. Somehow Virginia Commonwealth University makes the
Yeah.
bracket every time, and I just don't know how.
And every year they usually win like 1 or 2 games. Like they're always a good team.
Yeah, I remember when they were really good that one year, and
I also remember-
where
I had
they
them in
go
my
to the
bracket.
Final Four or something like that. Something along those lines. They went really far. But now when you pick your brackets,
Mhm.
what is your go-to strategy? I know there's a bunch of different ways of doing it. There's ESPN has made commercials about it when March Madness comes up on funny ways of picking your brackets. But I think my go-to is I'm the research guy.
Right.
I like to do a
I
little,
can't
I like to do a little bit of research on that. I like to make mine very accurate.
Did you do that for this one?
I did.
You did?
Yeah, that's why I said I don't like BYU.
Oh, really?
That's why he's
Yeah.
gonna beat us.
No, I never win. Don't worry.
I probably spent maybe 5 minutes on mine.
My thing was there's the little whenever you do your bracket on ESPN, there's a little
Yep,
icon.
and then it says top 25
Yep,
record.
and it has their points per game, their opponent's point per game, and whichever
you go by that.
whichever
Yep.
team has the highest points per game and opponent's lowest points per game.
And then it has a little description at the bottom where you can read about.
Yep.
Do you even do that? That's
No,
what I do.
I'll be honest, I didn't even get to that. We do the minimalistic research.
All
right
50
here.
of them.
Well, that's how I figured out the Oral Roberts,
Yeah.
who plays Ohio State, how they have the leading
The
score.
leading score.
You guys
No, you-
will blow them out of the water. I don't.
Ah,
It's the
you
competition.
never know, man.
You know,
Yeah, see, it's March though. Things happen in March. You never know.
It's a miracle, baby.
It's a miracle, baby.
You never know what's going to happen in March. We've seen plenty of upsets with Virginia and University of
I had
Maryland. and-
Virginia winning that whole thing that year,
Georgia State, a few years ago, we were
Mhm.
watching.
and they lost in the first round.
I'm trying to figure out UMBC. What does that stand for? Maryland something. But it was 1 versus 16. Didn't they say this never happened or something before?
The 1 versus 16s happened one time.
And they blew them out of the water with
Yeah.
that. They won by like 10 or so or something like that. But there's always a 5 versus
You got to
12.
come to play.
5 and 12 is always the. I watched a video on it. I think, yeah, it might be 5 or 12.
It's
but
more often than
it
not.
was like 40% of the time the 12 beat the 5.
Yeah.
Like it's like good. It's good odds.
In any upset, it's going to be a 5-12.
Right.
I think
6. What is it? 6.
6-11.
6-11s are also good ones to bet
The
on.
hardest ones to pick, in my opinion, is a 7 versus 10
Yes.
or an 8
8, 9.
versus 9.
It's like whoever Oregon's playing, that was a tough one.
Oregon VCU.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
That
a
was
good
a
one.
tough one.
Also, Oklahoma and Missouri was one that I was.
Now,
also.
one that I'm really going to be watching. What game do y'all like is going to be on your radar to just see what's going to happen? Like it could be like an upset or
See, I want to watch not an upset, but I haven't watched Gonzaga all year.
Gonzaga.
Okay.
I didn't even know that they were 26-0. I
Yeah,
knew they were the best
they're
team
sick.
in the nation, but I didn't know they were 26-0. And I want to see if it is possible that
yeah.
if they're going to lose or not.
Now let me tell y'all what I
Let me
did.
tell y'all something.
I have picked.
Probably for me, probably the Winthrop game.
Okay, yeah, that'll be a good one. I think I called that upset.
What time is that game?
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
We'll have to watch it.
Now these play-in games are really hard because we have BYU versus a Michigan State / UCLA.
Right.
Either one of those.
That was almost one of my upsets.
Now I'm picking that upset in there.
Right.
Now it doesn't matter which.
You don't like BYU.
I do not like BYU, and let me tell you why.
Because
they
they're
are
Mormons.
well.
No.
Well, first off, because we're at Coastal, but
Right. First off, we're with Coastal. I don't know if it has anything to do with their beliefs, but
all right. So y'all wanna
hit me with the stats.
see the info right here.
Hit me with the stats.
Play Southern Cal, lost by 26.
Right.
Played San Diego State. They won by 10 on that one. And they lost by 4 to Boise State. Now, that doesn't really do much for me, but I just don't like the way BYU's playing right now.
Sounds inconsistent.
So he goes in depth.
Bro, I told you.
Because how
probably-
do you go from losing by 26
He
to
probably
winning by
goes through every single game.
I'm the
stats,
guy that puts
brother.
in the binary code to figure out who's going to win.
You got a spreadsheet for every
Yes,
team? Oh
yes.
gosh.
I have it.
I care more about March Madness than my school.
Yes. Big facts.
Sorry, Mom.
Warren Buffett's gonna get to know me.
Yes. Well, who needs school when Warren Buffett pays out?
Right. It's like what,
the
$1
amount that
million?
he's paying out. So
Mhm.
I'm calling that upset over BYU, but those are hard too. The playing games, I guess you could call it a wild card game.
Yeah.
Right.
Michigan State's good too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And UCLA, they're
I say
really
UCLA
good.
isn't bad either. So
They haven't lost much. So now we were talking about different ways of picking brackets. Now, if you're anything like my sister or my family, you pick by mascots or team colors. I mean, there's many different ways that you could do this. A lot of people do like animals. Which
animal?
food bowl will they go to?
okay.
By
That's
different
I've seen that
teams?
for you. They have a food in there, whichever one the dog goes to.
There's
will
a-
pick.
What?
You just kind of like a dolphin.
I've
You know,
never
ain't there
seen
one like with the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They like jump to
So
the bowl.
they'll put the same food in 2 bowls, and whichever one the dog decides to eat out of, they'll have 2 team names on the bowl. Whichever one the dog eats out of, they'll pick that team.
That's okay.
I mean, that's
just-
really
that's
really
just
going
extra.
that's really going
Always
out of
being
the
extra.
That's just
that's
extra.
really going out of the way, but that's something.
That's
to
what
do.
you're gonna be doing in
Yeah.
10 years.
You know me. That's
Now,
true.
fortunately, we were all fortunate enough that all 3 of our teams have made it in.
Yeah.
Mine being with Clemson.
and
Ohio State, sorry.
And Alabama.
So
we
some,
are
some
we
are
are
better
both
than others.
we are both 2 seeds.
Yes, and Clemson's is 7th.
Ohio State Alabama rematch.
Can
One
it
of my
happen?
brackets now does have the Ohio State Clemson or Ohio State Alabama rematch in the final.
Now, I would like to say Clemson did beat Alabama earlier this season.
They did.
Yeah.
We didn't get high yet. They're
They're-
7th seed. They play in the ACC. I'm not worried about that.
This is the best conference.
Okay.
Okay. I think Big
I mean,
Ten's,
if you wanna
I think
go
the Big
that
Ten's
way.
the best conference.
Big 10 and Big 12.
This year, yes, Big Ten is
That's
the
what
best
matters.
conference for this year.
What matters is this year.
So, how do we think our teams are going to do?
I called. I'm hoping for Final Four, but I'd say maybe Sweet 16.
Okay.
That's just. I think that we'll get high at the beginning, and then maybe Sweet 16 we play a better team.
Who are y'all going to have to run into here? Michigan, you'll run into that
Michigan's
gauntlet.
tough.
Yeah.
Florida State's a good one. They're a nice little sleeper right
Mhm.
there. You're gonna have to find out LSU again,
I mean,
Yeah, that'll be tough because you.
that's if LSU makes it past Michigan.
or you'll run into a Georgetown, Colorado,
Right. I mean, it's a tough
and you even
tough
got
road to hoe, but
you got a Texas, good Texas team in there too.
it's okay because
I'll be upset if
Horns
Ohio
always
State.
go down.
I'll be upset if Ohio State doesn't make it to the Elite Eight.
Okay,
To be honest with
I would
you.
like to say the eight, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
let's see.
Ohio State.
No, sorry. Yeah.
Because Ohio State's got a pretty easy. No, you don't think so?
I mean, I think
do
it's
not
easy. I
think
think it's
so.
definitely easier than
Most.
like Alabama's side.
Yeah.
I think it's harder.
You think so?
We play
I do.
Virginia Tech if we win, or if
Or
they win
you'll
too.
play Florida or Virginia Tech if you.
Right. I mean, that's.
I'm okay with
I wouldn't
that.
be worried either one of those. They'll
Okay.
play, in Arkansas.
I say that now.
Granted, I did have Arkansas going to the
Virginia Tech is one of my 2 teams that I said would make it go far.
I don't know. I feel like if Ohio State's healthy, we'll be okay.
Okay. Now Clemson, I got them beating Rutgers, and then I got them running into a good Houston team. That one with Clemson basketball, it's a crapshoot either way. You're better off flipping a coin. So I'm not too sure. I'll say Clemson just because I'm biased, but I'm not too
So
sure
you're thinking
about that
Sweet
one.
16 too, maybe?
Yeah. Last time we were in the tournament, made it to Sweet 16. That's what we're just come to content with.
be back next year.
Yes, that's just what we're content with right now. Something's got to give here.
What about your coach? You gonna keep your coach?
I hope not.
No, you don't like
The fans in Alabama are calling to give our coach a lifelong
Yeah.
contract. Like they love this man.
As always.
Hey, if you're coach Alabama, you should stay.
He's recruiting.
turn a football school into a championship school. Just win, baby.
Ohio State, you guys like your coach? You want to give him up, maybe?
Heck no.
Give him the Clemson.
Yeah.
You know how many trades?
Yeah,
No,
we're,
Chris Holtman's a
We'll,
god.
we'll trade you Brad Brownell for whoever your guy is. I don't really know.
Chris Holtman.
Chris Holtman.
Yeah.
So that's all we got on the March Madness. We'll definitely be tuned on that one.
And we'll probably have like a midway update kind of thing, how our teams are doing.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll make something about that whenever it comes time.
Yeah, so this will be exciting to watch. There's a lot of good teams in there. So also with still in sports, we got a bunch of trades going on in the NFL right now. We got a bunch of money moves,
Free agency.
free agencies.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Patrick Peterson just signed with the Minnesota Vikings
Skull.
for a year. He's been on Arizona for his entire career.
My whole life.
Yeah, I've never seen him play anywhere
I remember playing PSP, Madden.
with Patrick Peterson.
Patrick Peterson.
What game was it though? Was it like Madden 11?
I don't remember. PSP was so long ago.
It was such a. I used to play Madden 11 on PSP, and that was good times.
My favorite was the Ravens.
That's when I used to play with Ahmad Bradshaw.
Oh,
That's like that
on
game.
the PSP.
Yep.
Hey, Ahmad Bradshaw is
Mhm.
the GOAT.
Uh-oh.
So speaking of free agency, the Patriots have signed a bunch of free
The
agents.
entire league.
How much money did you say?
I'm
It was like 37. Or
Yeah, it was
32
for
or
this
something
year.
Like
Like they had spent the most on the first day of free agency or tampering that any team had ever spent. They got 2 tight ends. I mean, they've rebuilt their whole team.
The 2 top tight ends.
The 2 top tight ends in all of free agency. They've rebuilt their entire team, which I think they also re-signed Cam for another year.
They needed to though.
They did because
Restart.
Cam was throwing to nobody.
He was throwing to that guy I never heard of before, and he was
Right.
I forgot his name.
Right, I know who you're talking about, but he was throwing to absolutely nobody. So now I think they got 2 receivers and then they got 2 good tight ends. So
do we think Patriots need a couple more years? Do we think they're ready next year?
well, I think they only signed Cam to a 1 year. So
Okay.
unless they're
Yeah, I
playing,
feel like he's good enough.
I think their plan might be to keep Cam this
Jacoby
year.
Myers.
Jacoby Myers, there it is.
Yeah.
They might keep Cam this year, try to make a playoff run,
Yeah.
and then
See what
and
happens.
see what happens. Maybe wait for like DJ, come out of
Okay.
Clemson, or
got
I'm
a little while for that one.
right. Well, 3 years or 2 years, right? Or is he redshirt?
Well, it didn't matter this year because
Right, it doesn't count. Okay, so they had 3 or 2 years for that, but I mean, I'm sure there'll be a good quarterback that'll come out before then that they can try
Yeah.
to develop. But I mean, unless Cam decides to be the Cam Newton that he said he was going to be at the beginning of the year,
He was talking tough, bro.
I was thinking. I honestly thought that Cam Newton was going to be a top 5 quarterback and an MVP candidate this year.
He's
talked
been
like
eating too much fish.
Yeah.
He eats too much
What?
fish.
What?
All he eats is fish.
Okay.
It's
You
better
know?
than
I know
the
that, no.
Chad Ochocinco diet.
Oh yeah, you seen that?
So you can say that, but he never got hurt,
That is true.
and he was still one of the best.
Brandon Marshall is still kicking himself right now, believing that Chad Ochocinco, has performed, in my opinion, better than Brandon Marshall while eating
While eating
McDonald's and
McDonald's.
never working out.
Right. And never got hurt.
What did he say? He lived in like the players' lounge for his first 2 years. He said
He did.
I was locked in.
He did.
That's almost crazy, but I wouldn't want to go up against him.
He was also the one that used to call his coach.
Yeah, I'm open.
At 3 o'clock in the morning, say I'm open.
Imagine calling Marvin Lewis at 2 a.m. saying I'm open and hanging up.
Hey coach, by the way, I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I'm open.
It's all a mental game.
It is.
Anyways,
he was in his coach's head.
The Dolphins, they've been doing pretty good in free agency.
You're right. Let me tell you what the
Big Dolphins
Let me
fan
tell you what the
here.
Dolphins have been doing real quick.
Big Dolphins, yeah.
Let me tell
The
you.
next person they need is Adrian Peterson.
Let me tell you.
They need Dan Marino back.
Frank Gore.
We did that one time.
that
He was our backup.
How
2
is
years ago.
Frank Gore still
in the
running?
dude's like 41. I saw a picture of him on Instagram, and he
His
has,
son is in college.
I know, but it's a
So
picture of him when he first got drafted, and then a picture of him now, and he looks the exact same.
He's just a unit.
He's just bigger.
His son is in college, running over everybody.
His son's gonna play well.
I heard his
While
son's
Frank
not good,
Gore
though.
himself, I've seen some good stuff.
Oh, he's
on
good?
him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
While
sure on any highlight tape you're going to see
while
good stuff.
Frank Gore himself is still in the NFL.
So here's the thing, right? The Dolphins, I think, have signed
Back
four
to the Dolphins.
Thank you.
free agents so far.
Okay.
I don't think we've given anyone a contract over 2 years.
Okay.
We are signing a bunch of
This is y'all's year then.
no, not good players, filler players.
Yeah.
They should have never got rid of Fitzpatrick.
It's magic.
He's the head of your legacy, your dynasty. The
He's your
beard.
poster boy.
I'm glad we got rid of him. The fact that he was on the team is wild.
Who's your backup? Yep.
Our backup now?
Yeah. It's not Chad Henne because he's
It
on
is-
the.
It is Jacoby Brissett.
That's not bad.
We picked him up in free agency. That is the one person I like that we picked up.
Go Tar Heels.
The rest of them,
From the Colts.
yes.
He's good.
The rest of them were a bunch of 1 year players that have been passed around the league.
Now I heard in that Texans trade y'all have with Shaq Lawson and I don't know who y'all got out
Got
of
a
it.
line. Or-
Yeah, y'all got another like no-name linebacker. I don't mean to be rude to if you're listening. I don't know, but traded Shaq Lawson. I think the Texans came out on that end of the deal better than y'all did.
I would
Wait,
care,
wait.
but the Texans suck anyway, so.
That is true.
They're falling apart.
Speaking of the Texans,
Free Deshaun Watson.
free Deshaun, free WD or
DW40.
Yeah, WD40. Free him, bro. That's just gonna be his name from now on.
DW40.
Not WD40.
WD40. Because they let everybody else go. They let go of JJ. They let go of
JJ Watt to the Cardinals. by the
DeAndre
way.
Hopkins. Both of them to the Cardinals. Even
Yeah.
though DeAndre Hopkins was last year, but he went to the Cardinals.
Imagine being Deshaun Watson, seeing all this stuff go down.
The Cardinals. All right, I'm not going to change my pick from what it was before for who like my sleeper team was going
They're
to
gonna
be.
be good.
Because I remember it was going to be. But the Arizona Cardinals just picked up AJ Green and JJ Watt.
Okay.
So they shored up their defense. They're going to have Chandler Jones on one side and JJ Watt on the other.
Chandler Jones is good.
And Chandler Jones is good.
And you're going.
He led the league in sacks, didn't he?
He might have, yeah. Maybe not last year, but the year before. But he
Okay.
might have done it. But AJ Green and DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and Kenny Drake, which I mean that
They've got some other good wide
Kenny Drake
receivers,
has
too.
turned into a he gets the job done kind of running back.
Yeah.
He's not like he's not a premier
your
running
guy.
back. I mean yeah, but he's not
I mean,
He's
yeah.
like an ETN.
We'll
he-
blame him.
right. He's not the guy. He's not like a Derrick
Yeah.
Henry or like a Chris McCaffrey, but he's a viable running back.
He's like, if you have him on your team, he doesn't necessarily hurt you, but
Right.
he does.
He does his
He does
he's,
his
he's a
part.
role player.
Yes.
He catches the ball and he runs the ball for a few yards when he needs to. He'll have a bust out game every once in a while, but he's not your
Yeah.
200 yards a game guy.
Yeah.
But
Is-
their offense now is going to be DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green,
Unbelievable.
Larry Fitzgerald, who somehow is also still pumping.
No, I
Is
thought
he?
he retired.
He's retired.
Is he?
Yeah.
Are we sure about
They
that?
have
he's gone.
I think his name's like Christian Kirk.
They do have Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk's
Okay.
really good.
He's
Out of
old.
A&M.
I think Christian Kirk, he's going to be our
I
slot.
could have sworn Larry Fitzgerald retired.
He might not have. Or he might have, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Christian Kirk in the slot.
Oh. Okay. Larry Fitzgerald is officially a free agent for the first time
Damn,
So he
that's
didn't
kind of
retire.
sad.
4 hours ago. So
But the thing is, I think he'll retire. I think he'll retire a Cardinal.
He's good.
But Christian Kirk in the slot, AJ Green, and DeAndre Hopkins. So if Kyler Murray's about to get sacked, he's just going to throw it deep and hope someone's there. Like that's just
that's Kyler Murray's game plan right there. isn't it?
right. So I mean, I think that's going to fit well for them.
Yeah.
It's a young team. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins isn't that old. Kyler is still young and developing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think if AJ Green can stay healthy, they might have a team this year for a playoff contender.
Now with your team over there, Cleveland Browns, what they got going on in Cleveland, just now signing John Johnson and Tack McKinley.
Mhm.
How do you feel about those?
I feel good about Johnson, but I don't know about McKinley. I mean, we need a defensive lineman, but
What I read about McKinley is that he gets hurt.
he's good. And he
He's
can't.
good.
He can't pass. What's I don't know what the test was.
Oh, the physical. He couldn't pass.
No.
He failed 2 physicals and he got cut from the first team.
How do
I
you
think it was
fail?
the Raiders.
How do you fail a physical?
Twice.
Yeah.
Like you failed it and they give you time to prepare for it and then you failed it again.
I think he got drafted by the Falcons.
I cannot confirm.
Okay.
That. I know he played for the Raiders.
Yeah,
But
I'm okay with that. I hope we get another line. We just re-signed Malcolm Smith.
Okay.
You know who that is.
I didn't know.
I think he won MVP with the Seahawks.
Okay, he did. He did do that.
And he played a little bit last year, but he's always been hurt.
He's a little older though, I believe.
He's like 31.
He'll be a good manager of the
we
team.
need
Yeah.
we need another defensive end. And I think we'll be alright.
And the other good thing for y'all is John Johnson was the play caller of the
Yeah.
defense for the Rams. So now he's coming over and moving Sendejo
Yeah, Sendejo.
way to the very back of the bench.
Yeah. Sendejo sucks.
You'll have at least 2 good play callers on
Put
your
that on
team
a
that can
shirt.
run the defense.
Sadeo
Sadeo sucks.
sucks.
They probably already do in Cleveland.
Yeah, dog pound.
Shout out Cleveland.
Shout out Cleveland.
Yeah, my boys in Cleveland, you know,
Dog
go
pound.
dog pound. Thank you, Robin, for the cup.
Yeah, thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Robin. So Carson Wentz to
The Colts.
The Colts.
That was a great pickup for them, seeing
Yeah.
that because I think that Carson Wentz's ceiling is still there.
Mm-hmm. Ceiling is the roof.
Ceiling is the roof, as one famous Michael Jordan once said.
He's got a running back.
He does have a running back. They have 2 running backs, I think. Jonathan Taylor and
Oh, Marlon Mack.
Marlon Mack. Those are both very good.
They just re-signed Marlon.
One of
Mack.
them's more for Marlon Mack, I believe, is more of a receiving back. I could be.
Yeah.
And
Still good.
no, like they have very good running back options, and they have a good offensive line and a good defense. Like they have $40 million in cap right now, but they're saving it all because they want to re-sign Quentin Nelson and Darius Leonard. I believe
Okay.
they're both really good young players.
Mm-hmm.
So their team's on the come up, especially if Carson Wentz gets back to the Carson Wentz that was second in the MVP running in
Yeah.
like 2016, I believe. I could be wrong.
Okay.
So if we can get back to that Carson Wentz,
We'll be set.
the Colts will be there.
Now, Drew Brees, I know we talked about it on here before that we
Yeah,
said
it's
that
like
he,
the 5th time.
yeah, he doesn't know what he wants to do. So we talked about it. They signed him for a 1 year, and we
But-
said he was going to be like the veteran role.
His kids, he did retire officially.
Yes, he
His
has
kids
retired
came out and said, "Daddy's coming home."
officially.
But let me ask you about that. They signed Taysom Hill
Okay.
to like a 4-year, $43 million contract, and they
James
also
got
signed
like
James
one.
Winston to I think a 2-year.
Okay.
So
Who is the guy?
who's the guy?
There
I
you
can't imagine.
It's going to be a training camp decision.
I can't imagine running 16 games with Taysom Hill, my quarterback.
No.
James Winston is an actual quarterback. Taysom Hill plays tight end and quarterback, and he's
go. And the slot and kick return.
right.
And
I just think that you can't. He's not that good.
he's just an athlete.
He's an athlete, but he's not that good. He's not like. He's not
But
gonna throw
when he
50
was
yards.
quarterback, he was
Right.
But
But
he's
if-
throwing 200 yards, running for another 100.
But if it comes down to like a Hail Mary play, do you trust Taysom Hill to throw the ball 60 yards down the field
Yeah.
accurately?
I'd rather have
No.
him than
Jameis?
Jameis throws 50 or 30.
Jameis
30.
But
needs to
Jameis got LASIK.
LASIK. Yeah, you can see now.
James can see now. He's not seeing.
Jameis needs to go back to stealing crab legs and running for 300 yards
Exactly.
a game, and then he'll just be back to peak Jameis like he was at Florida State,
Right.
and just be dominant. And Saints will win.
Looking like the dad at the cookout.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it took you a
it
second.
took me a minute. Did you see that one training camp picture last year or something? I mean, this dude was, in the immortal words of Booger McFarland, he was one Popeye's biscuit away from tight end.
I did. Yeah.
What was that word that Ricky said about the gut? You know what I'm saying?
Sloppy.
He was looking sloppy, bro.
He was a
was.
sloppy body.
He was like James Harden before James Harden became out big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. Taysom Hill's 30. So
And
Ta-
what? Oh,
30
his
years
age.
old.
Okay, yeah.
he
BYU Mormons.
right.
We get-
So sooner rather than later, seeing that he's an athlete, but he's kind of built big. He's not like a speedster. How long can he keep up that dual threat?
He showed out for a few games.
Right. But
But can he go 16 games?
he goes 16 games running every play. Yeah, I don't know if he can, being 30. James Winston's only 26.
Yes. But the problem is, Jameis Winston cannot hit the broadside of a barn.
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Give the ball to Alvin.
There you go.
And
That's really what you should do. Alvin and Michael Thomas.
So
Yeah.
they beat the Bucks.
Because the thing is, Jameis did throw 30 interceptions when he was with the Buccaneers, but he also threw 30 touchdowns. So
But he also had Mike Evans.
right.
Yeah.
Well, he has Michael Thomas,
That's true.
so he runs all the
That's
slants.
all right.
Slant boy.
They're good on all sides.
They'll figure it out.
They'll
Yeah.
figure it. Sean Payton, he knows what he's doing.
Shot.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll just cheat again. Start paying players to hit people.
All right.
All right, so this was the Cookout Crew podcast. As always, Mountain Dew sponsor us.
Dog pound.
Dog pound.
Nationwide. Look, we're all nationwide. Lipton tea, you know the deal. How was that?
Oh, it's delicious.
I know it was. So, all of these guys sponsor us, and we'll check you next time.